$6,100. Millionaire Gcash, chopping and spending Gcash. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Faye Mac and I post videos about life in Canada as a Nigerian Canadian and how to get here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about income taxes by province in Canada. Again, you guys know that I am not an accountant or a tax specialist. However, based on my trusted tax calculator that I use, we can always compare and contrast take-home pay and income taxes from province to province and just see what the estimates are looking like. As you may already know, income taxes are an important part of our financial system and they help fund many government services such as healthcare, education, infrastructure, all of that. Now, income taxes vary depending on where you live in Canada. And this is why it's so important to actually do your research on where you want to live in Canada, not just because of income taxes varying, but also, cost of living, HST, and those other factors. I already have a video breaking down some deductions from paychecks. I'll link it up here for you to see. I did an example showing different income all the way from 500,000 Canadian dollars per year to 200,000 Canadian dollars per year. If you're interested in that video, I'll link it up here for you to watch after this. In Canada, income taxes are collected by both federal and provincial governments. The federal government sets tax rates for all Canadians, while the provinces and territories set their own tax rates for their own residents. This means that the amount of provincial taxes that you would pay depends on where you live and how much you earn. Let's take a quick look at the tax rates by province for 2023. I'll leave a link to this page in the description box below. You can scroll through and just see the tax rates by province. Let's move on to one of my favorite tax calculators to see how these tax rates affect your actual take-home pay. Before we get into it, I'd love to say a big thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. BetterHelp is a fantastic online platform that connects you directly with licensed therapists from the comfort of your home. Right from the comfort of your home, you can text, hop on phone calls and video calls with a licensed therapist that works best for you. They work hard to ensure that they match you with a therapist that fits you. And if for some reason you feel like that relationship between you and the therapist is not working out, you can always request for a new therapist. No need to travel to appointments or wait weeks for your next session. With a wide selection of licensed therapists to choose from, you're sure to find one that is a perfect fit for you. If you find yourself struggling or just want to get something off your chest, make sure that you click the link in the description box, sign up and get matched with a licensed therapist that will put you on that journey to a happier, healthier life. Today we'll be using two examples: the average salary of $55,000 per year. By the way, this is Canadian dollars if you were wondering, and then a six-figure salary of $100,000 per year. We'll be looking at how much comes out of your pay in terms of taxes and deductions and how much you take home from province to province. Now, keep in mind that certain things will vary, like maybe your health insurance and all of those things. Those kind of company or employer specific benefits are not included in this calculation. This rate is only going to focus on the taxes as well as CPP and EI deductions that come out of a typical paycheck. So yeah, this is a calculator that I used to just get an idea, a rough estimate. Obviously, only, when you file your taxes, that's when you know exactly how much tax you've paid or how much tax you owe or how much they owe you. But yes, online tax calculators are nice, but to get the real deal, you definitely want to consult a tax professional or an accountant. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so ca.talent.com, and we're starting with $55,000 per annum in Ontario, and let's see how much that gives us. Now we're only going to be focusing on the provincial tax deduction and the eventual take-home pay. Okay, so the provincial tax deduction for somebody in Ontario that's earning 55,000 Canadian dollars per annum is $3,545. Keep in mind that these are all estimates based on this calculator. You might have tax credit, tax deductions that would, change these numbers. So from this, we can see that if you're living in Ontario making $55,000 for the year, you're going to be taking home $39,900 for that year after taxes and deductions. So that means that on a monthly basis, with a gross salary of $4,583, you're going to be taking home $3,325. Now let's move on to Alberta. In Alberta, for a salary of $55,000, you're going to be taking home $38,326. On the monthly basis, you're now going to be taking home $3,194. Okay, so for British Columbia, on an annual basis, if you're making $55,000 gross, you're going to be taking home a net pay of $40,540. So you can see that for British Columbia, you get to keep more of your pay than in the previous two provinces. In Manitoba, for a salary of 55,000 Canadian dollars per annum, you're keeping $37,515 because the provincial tax deduction on your salary is $5,931. Yeah, for the month, you're keeping only $3,126 from your paycheck. Okay, moving on to New Brunswick. Annually, if you're earning $55,000, you're going to be taking home $38,085 per annum, and on a monthly basis, you'll be taking home $3,174. The next province is Newfoundland and Labrador, and here that just shows that you're going to be taking home $38,072 per annum, and per month you'll be taking home $3,173. Next is the Northwest Territories. For the Northwest Territories, you're going to be keeping $40,167 of your paycheck because they would only deduct $3,279 as provincial tax deduction. Okay, and monthly you're going to be taking home $3,347. Are you able to see the slight difference? In Nova Scotia, on an annual basis, you're going to be taking home $37,380 because they're going to be deducting $6,065 from your paycheck for provincial tax deduction. Monthly, that is $3,115. Now let's move on to Nunavut. In Nunavut, on a $55,000 gross salary, you're going to be taking home $41,183, and that's because they're taking a provincial tax deduction of $2,262. And monthly, that just means that you're taking home more than most of the previous ones. $3,432 is your monthly take home. Prince Edward Island, annually, you're going to be taking home $37,507 on a $55K gross salary. And monthly, you're going to be taking home $3,126. Next is Quebec. Quebec. All right, Quebec, on a $55K gross salary, you're going to be taking home $38,449 because the provincial tax deduction for that salary is $6,018. So monthly, you're going home with $3,204. Now for Saskatchewan, for a 55K gross salary in Saskatchewan, you're going to be taking home $37,905, and that's because they're deducting $5,541 as provincial tax deduction. Monthly, that means that you're taking home $3,159. Next is Yukon. In Yukon, they're going to be deducting $3,319 in provincial tax deduction, and so that means you're going to be taking home $40,126. Okay, now let's see how those numbers change at a 100K salary. Again, we're going to be starting with Ontario. At 100K gross, you're taking home $70,014. Now, breaking that down into a monthly salary, you're going to be taking home $5,835. Okay, next is Alberta. In Alberta, on a 100K annual salary, you're taking home $69,115. Keep in mind that they have low HST. Their HST there is only 5%. So this is negligible if you're comparing Alberta to Ontario. So at the end of the day, like, they actually save more of that take home than we do in Ontario. Okay, and monthly you're taking home $5,760. In British Columbia, on a 100K gross salary, you're going to be taking home $71,924 of it on an annual basis, and monthly you would be taking home $5,994. In Manitoba, on a 100K gross annual salary, you're going to be taking home $65,882. Manitoba, their provincial tax is pretty high, man. Like, what? Anyway, and monthly that just equates to $5,490 take home. New Brunswick, annually you're going to be taking home $66,527, and monthly you're going to be taking home $5,544. Newfoundland and Labrador, on a 100K gross salary, you're going to be taking home $66,545, and monthly that is $5,545. Northwest Territories, annually you're going to be taking home $71,233. Monthly that is $5,936. That's a big difference. Moving on, Nova Scotia, annually you're going to be taking home $65,174, and monthly that is $5,431 take home. Nunavut, on a 100K gross salary, you're going to be taking home $73,197, and monthly that is $6,100. Millionaire, AG cash. Chopping and spending Gcash. I'm saying millionaire, not billionaire, because it's dollars. I bet billionaire, Gcash. Chopping and spending Gcash. Like, it's the same gross salary, so you're getting to keep more. That's awesome. Moving on to PEI, Prince Edward Island. Annually on a 100K gross, you're going to be taking home $65,477. Monthly, that is $5,456. Moving on to Quebec, annually that is $65,768, and monthly it is $5,481. Saskatchewan, on a 100K gross annual salary, you're taking home $67,572, and monthly you're taking home $5,631. That's not bad. Lastly, Yukon, annually you're taking home $71,342, and monthly you're taking home $5,945. So you can see that these territories, like, they charge you less. They actually charge you less provincial tax, which is good, but you know, I guess that's because they need more people to live there. I don't know. So you can see how the provinces vary. You can go ahead and use this calculator. I always tell you this is the one that I like. It's the ca.talent.com income tax calculator, and this is for 2023. Obviously, these numbers are going to vary if you have like tax deductions or tax credits from childcare, from tuition tax credits. All of those things will change these numbers. Or even your health insurance at work, your health benefits, you might be getting maybe $50 deducted per month. It's going to affect these numbers, but these numbers are like all other things being equal, and considering just the basic of the basic, which are income tax deductions, CPP, EI, and for Quebec, QPP as well. So yeah, that is pretty much it. These tax rates are also subject to change and may depend on your individual circumstances, such as your income level, a kind of income that you're bringing in, whether it's business. These kind of calculators typically only calculate for salaries. So if you're a business owner, you know, and you're maybe filing as a corporation, obviously you're going to be paying corporate taxes. Just keep in mind that these numbers are not set in stone. They also change sometimes year over year. So keep that in mind as well. That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and you found it helpful. I enjoy breaking down these numbers with you guys, just, looking at the numbers and seeing the differences. Is there anyone in particular that you found interesting? Is there anything that shocked you from this video? Let me know. Let's discuss in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in my next video.